You've probably seen ads online for DNA testing kits like 23andMe and Ancestry.com, where you spit in a little tube, mail it away, and they will come back and tell you that you are exactly 86.5% Scandinavian. But you may be surprised to know those are almost totally bullshit. Remember back in your high school biology class when you saw the little picture of DNA and you had those pairs of A and T and G and C? Those are called base pairs, and the human genome, which is the total amount of genetic information that makes up one human being, contains about 3.2 billion of those. But of those, around 99% or more of them are identical from person to person. That's all the information about what makes a human. But that tiny little percentage that changes, those are what make you, you. They dictate the color of your hair, the color of your eyes, your height, your metabolic processes, and a ton more, and we call those single nucleotide polymorphisms, or SNPs. When you take one of these DNA tests, what you're doing is you're spitting in that tube and you're mailing it off to them, and they're going to analyze the DNA that they can extract from your spit, and they're going to look at those SNPs that make you, you, and try and compare them to some reference database they have about SNPs that appear commonly out in the world. But there's a couple of massive problems with this. Firstly, their reference database of all that genetic information is only from modern humans, meaning they don't actually have any data from the people that were in those regions back when, those genes were added into your DNA. And more importantly, there are SNPs that are incredibly geographically disparate. There are single SNP combinations which can be found in both Mexico and China and Chile. And just because you have that combination doesn't mean that you're going to be from one of those places. So long story short, DNA tests like 23andMe purport to be a lot more accurate than they actually are. Unfortunately, there just isn't a way to find out exactly what the genetic makeup of yourself is unless you can trace it back directly through lineage by documentation.